Today's topic is building Noah's Ark, aka building AOS Ark. The idea is a starseed starport retreat recalibration center. Build it and they will come. This is the message to the entire human race, and me as an Arcturian in human form, I feel like I have to relay that message because the time is now. After this, nobody can say, nobody has ever said anything, is what the councils actually want for us. Is we're looking at the living in major cities, and we're looking at the, you can say, demographics of look at where you're living. You have to look at, now it's your responsibility to look at what you're investing in. Also looking at teaching at home, online schooling, homeschooling, checking the demographics in your surroundings, no longer feeding systems that are actually non-essential to you. If you're in a city where the crime rate seemingly doesn't stop and law is enforced in a brutal way, why would you live there? Why would you even invest in such a system? We have to recreate systems, and if you're in a system that is violent, why would you stay in that system? Your kids are going to school where? In a neighborhood that is unsafe. It is about money. Try to create online jobs for yourself. This is the immaterial way of creating wealth now. No more material way. Learning to progress from 3D jobs to 5D jobs, meaning as in 5D jobs, meaning an online job is an immaterial base, as in software-based job that can generate you actually wealth. That means not disintegrating 3D, but not feeding systems again that are non-essential. Now to the topic of what the future will hold, whether that's in 50 years or 100 years, depending on even if there's an event coming up for Earth that will take place. If you want to connect yourself with telepathy, here is what I also would say billionaires miss. Maybe we'll do a video on what billionaires miss. Is it's time to build your ark and start here. If you can't feel it, start in the mental. Look at statistics and look at how statistically makes sense for you to live where you're living. Vital statistics, biological statistics, water supply, grocery stores, efficiency, everything where you're at. You have to look at this right now, and for your children, and the peace for your children. That's why I chose paradise. It wasn't an easy step, but I work hard to make it happen, and there's a possibility. Nobody has trained or taught me. I'm teaching crash courses and little tutorials of how you can do that yourself. I will also create an interface where I'll actually teach you to get out of this, but nobody will give you money to do this. You need to use your own chips. And I had met people that moved to the country with, I don't know, $50,000 in savings, and they recovered. When you structure your in and output with your money and your spending, there is a way. I could do it. I wasn't born rich, so can you. But now to the main topic. Okay, I call this AOS Ark. I have a complete holographic template in my mind, just like Nikola Tesla, of what material is needed to consult landowners what to put on their land. So the mission protocol list that I've received in my downloads is, first of all, notice that you are partially not from this planet. Some of us are completely not from this planet. So I already have the first landowner that signed up, that I'm assisting with exchange also, of course, because we all need to exist and we need to continue this and not curse it. Make your money, as they say, make your cheddar, stack the cheddar, and use the conscious method to get the root out of the evil doing into spending into the good, invest into the good. Look at your inheritance, whatever. Some of you have land. A friend of mine in Montana has land, has already offered me to stay, which I'm honored. So I will assist him as well to actually establish what everybody on this planet needs to establish, more or less. In the future, once this is built, there will be copies and templates for people to actually copy me to activate the conscious grid, meaning using the ley lines on this planet and on your land to actively put on power ports and interdimensional landing platforms. Bashar, which is actual fact, has also mentioned the idea as channel to build a physical landing vortex array for the Asasani ships. I'm assuming, I heard rumors that Ramtha has received the same message. auspicious Raelian movement, which are lovely people, have received the same message to build a, you can say, a landing embassy of light to welcome the Elohim back. This is right now back to the metaphor Noah's Ark. If you don't know the story, watch the movie or read it again. He started building. He told everybody the rain would come, as in the flood would come, that this flood be a conscious flood, and to prepare everybody. And he was told to save the species. So what the save the species is right now in your memory banks. You're just like Superman in a Superman movie. All the information of the evolutionary process is in your cells. You know, to activate those codes, one must proceed with that what is within your purpose. And right now, this is about the longevity and extending of the lifespan of the human race for conscious evolution and planetary advance. If you think this is a joke in 100 years, it won't be a joke. I'm saying this before it gets serious. I have my feelers way, way, way out in the cosmos. So this is the message that I'm streaming that's coming back in over and over and over. For me, I cannot do but my job. It's not about fame. You don't get any trophies, you don't get any Nobel Prize. It's a very, very, very hard piece that I'm releasing here. Probably laughed at, probably humiliated. And like when I was a rapper, people said, the lyrics that you spit, because I was talking about Stargates, in 20 years people will understand. I wasn't selling records like crazy. I lived the entertainment life, and 20 years later people go, now I see what you're saying. But now we don't have the time, nor do we have the luxury to ponder about what it is to be living in theoretical potential. So now I present to you my case. The AOS Ark, Ea, or as in Yeshua or Easu, is the original cosmic knowledge of your inheritance, and that you're about, when you're free, to go interstellar. You're free to go to your home worlds. All of this, check the Keshe Foundation. The future of the human race holds to get ready on this earth, and also to be ready for interstellar travel. And I'm not talking tin can, oxygen pumped in, shuttle, and you need 6 years to go to Mars. We will have different modalities, quicker modalities, the time jump. But before we go into these technologies, before this can even be developed, you need to be prepared. So I'm giving you basic instruction before leaving Earth. B-I-B-L-E, Bible. Isn't that interesting? So now, the starport, okay, which shall be an interdimensional, intergalactic airport for star seeds to meet, a think tank to meet, and living conditions to be created. So I give you the basic, construct of the first cell. It's geometrically in a rough. This will be in the future aligned to a cell, like, like in a star, let's say Star of David function, or Merkaba, or octagonal, hexagonal, triangular, I don't know. We will have coordinates of how and where to set it on the land. So it'll look more aligned than this. So this is just the basic idea to seed your consciousness with the idea that you have to get in gear to do that. And people that are interested, and landowners that are interested, of course, with exchange, in respect, I know what material you can build a mansion, basically, 3,000 square feet for under $10,000, Adobe style, knowing how. Side note, and I don't get any money for this, check Hemp Adobe Homes. This guy can build a 3-family or a 2-family house out of templates that he pours into like Lego blocks, out of magnesium oxide and a hemp mesh. Parasites can't nest. The stuff will connect you to the ground. Your house will emanate the frequency of the Schumann resonance, which is 4.73 hertz, if I'm correct. You want to stay connected to Earth, because limestone actually is an insulator. It disconnects your house and home. You want negative ions in your home. You want to be psychically active, and you want to connect back to the grid how it's supposed to be. You are one with Earth, and you have disconnected yourself from Source, and it's now time to reconnect you with Source. So the construction of the starport is, in simple terms, I have all the technology, all the material, all the minerals, all the measures, the sizes, everything that's needed. It's all here. I don't need a book. I can draw that out and then tell the manufacturer what I need. And it'll be pallets moved by trucks. So I have people already getting in gear. They're already ordering. They're putting their stuff together, because you will see a tremendous difference after you have set it up. So here's what I will do for myself also. saving money, and if it takes me 10 years, I don't care. I'm putting it out in the cosmos. It has to be controlled by you, not owned by anybody, because the divine control has to stay with those who create. It can't be owned. It can't be based on a loan or a draconian law that can compromise you and you lose what you create, because that shuts everything off. This is about moral technology right now. It has to be gifted, so whoever has the money can get karmic points, as in generating a good feeling with being generous. So if, I don't know, I'm not getting into politics, who spends money and what's needed right now. Those who of the Saint Germain and the old ancient Templar Brotherhood and those in the memory of Ea, they know what to do. Those souls will receive these impulses. They will find me and reach me. They will know how to act. Not come to me, I don't have any money, I can do anything. This is the old way of thinking. You better be equipped when you come to the table with chips, not with nothing. I have a lot to share, and the more I expand and the more I build, I will film and share what's going on. So now, this template here will be a gigantic, and I have yet to think about if I want it octagonal or hexagonal. I'm feeling more hexagonal, but octagonal is likes the pyramids more. So this will be a landing platform for interdimensional craft, any size you pick, from medium to just mega large. This will be out of templates that will be, that's for sure, hexagonal, filled with my photonic substance, which I need to create tons of, with a steel plate, engrave the flower of life of the steel plate, and all of these little cells will be put in here, so this thing will be a magnificent photonic emanator. When the sun hits it, it's going to just hit photonically enhance the stratosphere, or as in, well, you live in the troposphere, to make it more like nospherical, meaning psychically more connected to the singularity, which is what you want. Also, that attracts ships when in an area like such as Sedona or Mount Shasta or Hawaii or Kauai, especially in areas like where you align, ships will come. They're attracted to that. That has to do with higher light information and the consciousness connected to that. So, a platform made out of these high light devices with tons and tons of photonic substance to increase the photonic level from the ground level up. Nubian pyramids on the back of the dollar bill, mind you. It's not the Gizeh pyramid. You all have that wrong. The angle is not 51 degrees. It is in actuality, and I don't know if any Freemason guy knows this, by calling themselves master builder. Of course, to be a master builder, first of all, you have to have the blood type. I'm not going to get into this, what that is. You have to have access to these templates, you have to know, and you have to be able to build things that actually do stuff. Just building buildings for mere functionality and money moving in and out and no spiritual essence of energy being felt is useless. You're not a master builder. So there are original master builders that are not Freemasons, that are not Illuminati, they're asleep, but they know how to assemble and put pieces together. If you don't know what that looks like, watch the Da Vinci Code. The guy is a master key connector. He could look at symbols and then he sees the symbols and the symbols move together. That is somewhat of a vision that I have. There are many others. Kids can do that too. Watch the movie, the Lego movie, where they're trying to activate a master builder who is in the world where everything is plastic and glued and crap, and he needs to open the dimensions. Watch that movie, very insightful movie, where they teach him to activate his consciousness so he can see the Lego blocks and find the original Lego piece to build and construct a new world, which is what we're here to do. Building new objects and new things creates a new world, also creates a new dimension. Change the objects in the room, Einstein has proven that, you change the dimension. So not only that, you want to anchor 5D in, well, physically living in the same apartment, it's not going to do the trick. ORM is going to get you there to know what you have to do, and other modalities to enhance your brain state, but we want to go further. So, template as a landing platform, 72-degree golden ratio Nubian pyramids made out of fiberglass and ceramic screws, no iron needed. If money is there, gold plate that stuff. Even the bases in here, gold plate that. Shouldn't be too expensive when you have very thin layers. Then you have a gold ion effect, which is even more powerful. Set this up by itself, it'll change dimensions. Make these high enough, you'll affect the consciousness in your entire town. The Russians did that, you can Google it. I think they built a 30 to 60 foot high pyramid out of fiberglass with ceramic screws. The correctional facility releases people earlier for good behavior. Way over average. The entire town is peace and conscious and spiritual and loving and getting it together. So a lot of cities that you live in, actually you have to know they are off grid. They're not aligned, they're telepathically disconnected. So you have shootings, you have killings, you have crime rates. People are literally not connected to the grid. You're walking on this tar and limestone. You're not connected to the land. Nobody's trying to see the land. Nobody's even trying to go out there. In America, it probably looks like yoga and whatever eating modalities or going to the land has turned into a luxury vacation. That is our mind state. Everybody, you need to get out. You need to get into nature. You need to change your environment. And if you've lived on one block for many, many years, it's time for you now. See the ocean, do something, get a loan, get a credit, switch right now. The switch is you have to do it right now. And I'm saying this because this is important. And this is serious. That's why I'm not so jokey about it. And I care about you because I want you to live a long and prosperous life in powerful communities. I have these visions since a child to dream it over and over and over that we did it, and we have created communities. Let's say 5,000 people here, maximum 10,000. And you have less people in a community, you're not overcrowding the source energy that you're generating. That's why, in New York, 17 million people, that's insanity. Put 50 rats in a little small room where they start eating each other. It doesn't matter if you're a cop, black, white, whatever it is, the aggression factor will increase. Everything, every modality that you'll ever have, from racism to rape to discrimination, everything will increase. Negative entities such as demons, spirits that need healing, will have access to people with addictions and drug addicts, and will use the vessels to wreak havoc as in Sodom and Gomorrah. That's where we are right now. And this is about you and your safety. And if you don't have sight to see what's going on in your cities, it's not looking so good. But we can make a change by choice and choosing different. Choosing not to be in a violent area, choosing to be creative, and choosing to get together and to do something about it. And this is about you and transitioning out of it. So, landing platform, Nubian pyramids. I explained in a rough what that would look like, as big as you can build it. Also, the base should be like poured out with magnetite. If you can't get it, order it online. Magnetite. A guy did that on his property. Poured out magnetite. Here in this resort town, people use lava rocks all around. Get like lava rocks and magnetite on your property, and you kill EMF. All the wires that run around my house that have an effect will be sucked up, get into shungite, and magnetite to even out the energy of the collective that carries negative and even negative astral entities. Also, that's called AOS Ark. I got that in a dream. This entire thing will be called Starseed Starport Retreat Recalibration Center, and I'll tell you what it consists of. This is the you can say the creative, this is the command center and the laboratory. If you're a commander, that's like the commander base for those who can handle that. The rest will be turned into living quarters. Okay, so I'm a commander. I call myself commander because this is what I want to set up. So command center and lab for creative works. This is, let me see, we have the living area. We have a botanical garden for agricultural experiments, which will lead on, growing your own food and really, really activating that. That's the recreational center and think tank for starseeds to meet, where they can mingle and meet and exchange ideas. So it's like a little creative lab. Then we have, you can say film studio here, where you can film and record. That's your film studio for the YouTubers. We need to connect with people. So this is really like a power cell where stuff is created and pumped out. I forgot what the A was about. Living, recreational. You can also, from living, you can also create a sleeping area if you want to. But that's up to you. You can be creative here. And then living cells around this construct, where living quarters are established. Yeah, now I know exactly what I actually try to do. This is the Photonic chamber and brain recalibration center. So in the Starseed Starport Retreat Recalibration Center, I can also call it the Mystery Schools of Ra, just because I like to be creative. you can also call it the Mystery Schools of Renee. That's my original Earth stage name, if you will. Re and Ra was the same in Egypt, so it makes no difference. They call me Ra, I'm Ra. Those who love it call me Renee, if that's more earthly for you and it's not too far-fetched out there. So in the future, technology will be released that will be mind-blowing, I guarantee you. And so you've seen that construct here. I will give you a little example. Let me see if I have my pen here, and then show you what that would look like. So watch this. I'm gonna leave the starport up and these little creational bubble domes. These domes also will be, well, like my future dream is, again, I have to mention hemp.adobehomes.com. Hopefully he keeps his website up. This is a phenomenal idea. What this guy has there is I want my home to be out of magnesium oxide in a hemp mesh, resonating 4.73 frequency, keeping negative ions pumping from the rocks in the house. Even I want to use paint that's actually organic, that's breathable, that pumps out the same frequency in my home. So my idea of an ideal dome home would be, you know, a super creative home where you have everything. You have your kitchen, I don't know, your bedrooms, you have your windows in the top dome. You make it really futuristic. I want this entire thing, like, you understand, like George Jetson type stuff. It can be done. It doesn't cost a lot of money. The guy has a machine, I don't know if he's built that or if that's out there, where if let's say you want blocks that look like this. Let me see if I can get this right. Heck, I want hexagonal blocks to the golden ratio to build the house. For the platform, I want to fill the rocks basically with a plate. I have them basically carved out here. Put photonic substance in the rock and put a plate over that. You know, you can even do that for the home, but in the beginning you can't live like that. It's like a decompression chamber. It's like you're going from the depth of dimension of 0 to, I don't know, 200 feet. In a day, that's not possible. We need time to dimensionally adapt to higher frequencies, so that's why I will put it on the landing platform. It's more attractive for ships. So you put this out, put the flower of life, you know how it goes. I'm just way off here. Flower of life symbol in the center, engraved. Maybe you have a gold plate where you screw this here or glue it into the rock. Preferably, yeah, either with stainless steel screws or ceramic screws. That's all possible. These are the templates for the gate, okay? I already know how it's built. I know where to manufacture it. I already am in contact with the manufacturer. I will build individual plates. The guy has a machine that makes in CAD they developed, and then they make these blocks. So where was I with this? Interdimensional starport for contact. This is also for official contact. And what also has been created for photonic cell treatment, this was a schematic first, is a chair, and I will fly that in. Kind of looks like this. And you as a human being, you will lie in there, and it has photonic systems embedded in the base, and speakers and color. So you have light, color, sound treatment to enhance your brain state, to enhance the photonic receptive level of your cells, meaning like my key, you see here, the Gammatron key is basically embedded in here as a photonic cannon, pointing up like many. In the future, I want that in gold, of course, if I have the money. So the higher the frequency, in the beginning, it's going to be stainless steel. It's the highest accelerator to actively, photonically shoot photons in the system to heal the body, to give the person in that treatment also, and it's already official treatment, the Russians are already doing it. I'm a distributor in the US. I'm the only one in the world, in the US, that actually can sell those. This is the same technology that I use in my tech, coming from the company that I'm working together with. These will be probably around 50,000 euros. You do the math. If you are a big studio and you want to invest, this is the next level. This is the future. This is like, I've seen this on spaceships. Now we're bringing it down here. So this is for recalibrating your light body. Meditate, forget about it. Yoga is not going to do it. The best workout in the world is not going to do it, because you're conducive to your environment, and if your environment doesn't give you the light information, you cannot build on that. Meaning without weights and without push-ups, you're not getting biceps. That's all theoretical stuff. Then I want to communicate with some people where I'm still investigating, I have not put that together, is that you can sit in a chair. They're already doing it, but I want to investigate. I will do an extra video about this, where your brain is hooked up to a computer that sequences that what you were thinking and feeling into visual images and sound, V and S, feeding it back to you, so you know what you're doing. Meaning, like, if you're singing a song of sadness, you shall see it. If you're running a latent depression, you shall see it. And even the greatest TM practitioners were baffled when, and that was even before I found the Monroe Institute and the hemi sync and binaural beats and all that, that everybody's like, they meditate, they're positive, everything is bliss in their life, and then they measure the brain waves. And I have to get a little bit into that, because we want to recalibrate that in such a starport. We want to bring you back to actually functioning. And you have alpha, you have beta, you have delta, and you have gamma. Okay? When these brain waves, in a coherent way, which is very hard to attain, you know, yogis need 80 years. We want to do this in a year. Yeah? When these brain waves act coherent, you create a frequency like the Fibonacci sequence, as in a golden means ratio coming from your brain. And when you emanate that frequency, I call it the Easu factor, flowers grow bigger. Everything around you blooms and blossoms. People begin to miraculously get into healing modalities and getting ideas of being more solution oriented. So it's like, remember the story when Buddha sat under the tree and meditated for I don't know how many years, until he lost all of the crap that we want to get, all the non-essential. We want to accelerate that now with the assistance of spiritual assisting technology. Butterflies were landing on the dude, snails were going over his face, animals came, all the parasites, mosquitoes and roaches and all of that stuff, and rats, they kind of fled and ran from that guy. Actual fact, I have to prove in a minute. And everything was holy, grass was growing, snow wouldn't fall, everything was green around the guy because he turned into his rainbow body. Well, in order to attain that rainbow body, you need to, and that's very important information that I'm giving you, and I'm pioneering this because nobody's ever said that. Everybody talks about these big gurus and how to attain a rainbow body, and I see nobody walking over water, nobody thinking the way I'm even thinking as in a solution, or doing any other miraculous things. Some kids do that, but that's another story for another tale. Is this: get your body healthy, get your brain right, get your input right, get rid of non-essential memories that use the charge of your body, and you have a solution to get into your rainbow body. It doesn't require you to be a Zen master or meditation or yoga or whatever master. Like, if you don't have your brain frequency structured or know how to get at it, or I never heard anything about binaural beats, I suggest you should. Also check in something, what is a neural phone by Patrick Flanagan. What is a phone that makes the efficiency of your neurons firing most efficiently better. Also, if you never had that checked, get something for your computer. You got PCs, you got Macs. Check your brain states. Find out what brain state you are even in. Simple example on a side note. Let's say, because my brother has an addiction, you're an alcoholic. That means your alpha level, okay, means you have no alpha training. Meaning also your alpha is in a freaking basement. Alpha is where your mojo is, your bliss, you're in life. Yeah, I'm engaged, I'm energetic. Without that, you're depressed. You're depressed. Well, guess what the disease of the human race is? Their alpha levels are not really so tough. Some have stronger alpha levels. I mean, I have very strong alpha levels, but I tend to crash. I'm working on that. I want to fix that. So when I crash, I retreat, I sleep, I take naps, and come back, I reboot. But not everybody does that. So here's the thing, what they have tested, and I just want to plug that while I'm talking about this center that can do all of these modalities for your wellness, is they trained people's alpha sequence. And then they trained the brain frequencies. And they realized when your brain frequency is healthy and you want to get drunk of beer, you get sick as a dog. Healthy brain states do not allow high alcohol levels. Case solved. I don't care what anybody else says. That's been proven. The Russians have done that 50 years ago. When your alpha state is correct, and you don't need me to tell you this. And whatever ego rebels, people even take medications so they don't have to do alcohol. That's just putting in, let's say you have the refrigerator, the warning lights blinking that the temperature dropped, and you're unscrewing the warning light. But the temperature in your fridge is still dropping. There's still a problem. So numbing the nerves with temporary relief medication is not the solution. And that's my opinion. Looked at life and experience and many other people that are stuck there. You want to correct your alpha levels. If your alpha level stabilizes, you won't be an alcoholic within a day. You won't even have withdrawal symptoms because the withdrawal symptoms come from, they explain you a whole lot of chemical stuff, and I'm not a doctor, but what they found out is because your alpha levels is in the basement, and that is freaking painful. So with alcohol, you kind of numb that and bring that in temporarily. You create like a little spike and you drop again. So you're constantly addicted to keeping that state of bliss that you can never hold because it's non-sustainable. So correct alpha levels and your alcohol addiction is gone. Matter of fact, any addiction can be gone. Check Keshe Foundation, the Healing Pen. There are modalities. Listen to the teachings. I suggest you study. This is all valuable for you. You can do that at home. You can build it yourself. Drink structured water, energized, plasmic corrected, and photonically enhanced water. I'm also working on a photonically enhanced fountain that will actually structure and rectify the energy in your home, and you'll get better. So the plan is this for the human race is, we want a center where we can reset your DNA back to its point of origin, bring you back online, get better results with a diet, and preferably unprocessed foods. Also know organic food is a myth as long as, and I don't care if it's Whole Foods or if it's Trader Joe's or whatever they're all called, if the acres use fertilizer, it's not organic anymore. I know that from a farmer, from the land. It's organic if you have soil that you treat with agricultural product that is non-chemical, that is all biological. And even if you burn wood to use the ash to get minerals to remineralize your acres, it can't be treated wood. Treated wood doesn't do the trick. So if you have a small community, let's say with 5,000 people, and you control your acres with your food for your people, what's essential, they won't deplete as fast. And in the future, when your body is aligned, you won't even need that much food. And it's not about vegan, schmegan, meat, this, that, and the other. They have companies right now, they can replicate food out of meat stem cells, meaning we can grow meat without an animal that embodies the meat suit with a soul. And you can eat it if you need these proteins, because some people need that. We just don't want to slaughter. So like in Star Trek, food replication is possible. Look at factories that can grow meat. That'll be the new business, and it'll be billions of dollars. And the industry has to be very quick right now because people want to switch to grown meat. Probably in the beginning it's going to be expensive like freaking caviar, but we need to lower that and make it accessible and have companies and labs that make that accessible for our kids that still need that within the transition. So the idea is, as in, I call it the AOS Ark project, build a community, domed community, no more living in square blocks. Yeah? Harmonize the way you live, build labs, build creative studios, do it like a molecule that wants to get healthy again, like an organism that wants to heal itself. Do it according to the ley lines, so the energy flows right, and every village is connected to the other village by telepathy. which will come back when you set it up right. When you don't set it up, you don't hear each other. It's like saying, well, I left my phone at home. Or if you leave your phone at home, can you call your girlfriend right now? No, you can't. So simple modality, you want to call your girlfriend, where's your home? Home is where your heart is. And you go home, you get your phone, and you call your girlfriend. Make a lovely connection. Bring that together. See, the heart is when two waves connect in a coherent state. It's when two energy waves actually blend. You get a heart. Really simple. That means connection. Heart means connection, connectivity, being connected. And everybody's tried to do the wrong thing just to stay connected. This is for us to wake up. And again, call it AOS Ark. Build it and they will come. It's up to you now to do it. I will build mine. I will populate it. I mean, we play games online like SimCity and populate the cities. Well, can we get out of the sim and play real city and do the real thing? Also, electricity in the future, if you want to harmonize the electricity in your house, I suggest get into green wave technologies to get the 60 hertz hum that cuts your spirit body in half, which is fact, because the Schumann resonance frequency has many levels, from 7.83 to, for every chakra, there's intervals, and it goes through these intervals. That's the base frequency. And if you have 60 hertz, 60 hertz cuts you right here. So you will see that when you live in a community that produces harmonized electricity, preferably solar powered with batteries that store, or magnetic generators, as in those that run like 500 years, it's already possible. We just need to get together and set it up. Sometimes, if a patent industry needs 50 years to figure out how your thing works, then we don't have time to wait for the patent industry, because maybe they're not equipped enough by IQ to tell you what you actually have channeled in here and brought in. Like, I have a device that enables a car to save fuel just by holding it next to your car, or your car parked over it, and nobody can explain that. I can explain that because in my data stream I've seen that. For those that don't know, check my videos on harmonizing your car, structuring the transitional tool. And then we can get really, you want to get psychic, you want to get into immortality, you want to be interstellar, you want to make contact with ETs, all that stuff we dream of. I love what Dr. Stephen Greer is doing, but also know that after they had made contact on the level they can, because this is as far as they can come, and they leave these places, they're not coming back. So in my contact, they said, that is beautifully done. And I wish I had Dr. Stephen Greer in a place where the phase conjugation is set up, that this field is in harmony and this is holy ground. No ley lines in the ground are cut, and we make contact here and they stay. And they say if we set that up and we have all material on this planet to do it, they will come. When? I cannot promise that, and I'm not making any guarantees. All I say is this can be finished and built. Doesn't have to be $200 million where everybody needs that, give me the money, and then they want to run for it. It is useless to make that money and then run with the money. Right now it's to make that money, and if it's $50 million, I'm just throwing out numbers there. Get 20 acres, get 40 acres of land. I say 40 acres in a spaceship, not 40 acres in a mule. Out of here. Give me 40 acres in a spaceship. We're good. So think tanks, anti-gravity, all of these things, even for scientists that need brainstorms, we can build chambers that can actually activate your brainstorm, bring your ideas back, structure your mind, bring the photonic level in your cell communication up to par, so you can actually, in cosmic reset, and can actually remember who you are. And also what I want to add to these communities that we will build, we have AOS Ark, and that's my invention. And once it's built, I will publicize everything that I use. And the second power tool that I actually want to bring to that, and I will call that, and that's just, that has an idea. So find out who Enki is, find out who Ea is, try to find out who's trying to wake us up for all these years. What does that even mean? Ea's room, or the ascension chamber module. A chamber where I want you, I'm very excited to talk about. I'm following my excitement. As weird as it may sound to you, You know, and if people want to approach, don't come with nothing. We need something to set up. And if you have your own, set up your own. I don't have any, it doesn't work. I want to build, I want to set it up, I want to share. That's more the attitude. So, AOS room is going to look like this. The size of the king's chamber. We also will have a female version which will be the size of the queen's chamber. That's to be explored. Right now, we found out that the resonant frequency in the king's chamber, interestingly, is 432 hertz. For all the music, get 432 hertz tuner, tune all the music you listen to into this, things will change. We got to retune ourselves back to what is. So this chamber will include photonic cannons. And I have to figure out what number code I will use to put that up. It'll be shielded, EMF protected, probably be underground. Maybe the cannons will come from all directions. And you will be... Now, this is AOS chamber. You will be in here. What will happen to you when I'm shooting negative ions? Stay hydrated, of course. Negative ions and photons, as in bions, as in biophotons, in this direction. Without electricity running, this chamber will create this blue energy that your body is craving. And it's not ozone, don't get that wrong. This blue energy is the new consciousness. And that will do something to this here, your halo. That is your frequency, it will increase. And that's going to be the ascension chamber, or AOS chamber. I will set several up for people to sit in and just experience themselves. I've been in one, check Rocky Origins, where we put cheese in the floor, and after 6 months the cheese mummifies. The rotting process stops because the molecules have a different informational spin, connecting the body actually back to source energy. Plus adding my symbolism into the chamber, shielding the chamber, flower of life, all of that stuff gives you a whole different body energy appeal that what we want to do is to feminine, masculine and feminine align. That is the secret of that start. If you align this androgynous energy in your system, you become actually a super being. That's what we want. This is not a promise. This is actually guaranteed. See, now I don't have the stuff to erase the stuff. Let me walk on over here real quick. Sorry, mates. What do we do? Use the fingers? Use the fingers. Get dirty. Busy. So, that's one of the inventions. Just real quick. So, that will be in this facility that, I don't know, I'll probably get 400 patents for and hire somebody to write it all down. I will video log and tape everything prior use so nobody can touch it anyway. Plus you have to have the divine download to turn it on, because if you don't, it's like you're building a sandcastle and when it rains, it's gone. Conscious technology, if you don't have the divine allowance and agreement, it won't work. The other thing that I want to build is a device that could kind of look like this. It'll be a turbine here, a wind turbine, with whole flower of life symbols, everything. It will be aligned, funneled up, so that the air goes into this funnel that will kind of look like this. suck in air to the ground, photonically enhanced, and ionized. Doing this quick to end this real quick as these phenomenal things. Now imagine you live in an environment where you have 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Now according to this size, if I make this as big as, let's say, maybe I make this between 3,000 and 6,000 square feet, we can drop this temperature to here. My goal is actually to drop it to like 87. The humidity is regulated in temperature, and have several around the living area, and in a 5 to 10 mile radius this temperature is in this bubble. Not only will this create an ionosphere that will be pulled to the ground and a blue light field, it'll shield from EMF, it'll drop radiation because it's the opposite of radiation, it's the opposite of the light spectrum, and the consciousness will also be enhanced, and the air will be superconductive as it connecting to the ethers, connecting itself back to source. This is a weather regulating temperature, atmospheric solar fractal capacity generating system, solar powered. It can't be from the grid because I don't want parasitic energy in this. Run with a battery, solar panels all around it, all gridded, all shielded, and when this is turned on, we won't, like when people say cloud busters, we do not want to bust clouds. We want to regulate, normalize weather patterns. And that's another invention that I have a complete download here of what needs to be built, the voltage, the alignment of the voltage, the wings, how what symbols should be engraved in the wings, and what information we transfer up into the stratosphere. That will change the entire atmosphere in the village. Now, if you've seen in Star Wars when they had the war at Naboo, these field generators, how these fields were turned on, and all of these blasts, like let's say the blasts were astral energy. Sorry, it looks a little bit dirty right now because I don't have the other thing to clean it. If this is your domed city, got your domes, your labs, your Stargate, your Nubian pyramids, and all that stuff in place. You turn these systems on, and this is what's going to happen. And you're going to expand that to more you turn on, to more you have running. Also, everybody that lives in this field lives in that consciousness. You don't understand what that means, living in a city of light. Read the Bible. You don't have to be a Bible true Christian or whatever your religion is. Any book that talks about it. What is a city of light? Evil cannot take place here, which is a whole other video what evil is. We're no longer enabling that. Thievery, adultery, lusting, all of the weird stuff by conscious scalar wave transmission in that town here cannot take place. And if you evil and you walk here, basically you probably, it's like you puke your guts out for weeks before you can even live here. So in order to live in that dimension, that's a new dimension being created, still be visible for you from here, but you need time. Like a diver needs a decompression chamber to adjust to the depth of where it's going out to work, and it takes weeks. So it could be that you need half a year to live outside in the decompression city so that you can move into this. It's going to be very, very lit. You have to face all your issues, all your healings, everything that you ever have in your life will come up. You have to face and go through it and clear. But once you're clear and clean, there will also be I call it the Ra Stasi protocol that you have to go through, as in clearing and wellness, and you will be fine. You will be fine. So on that note, hopefully that inspired you. This is serious business, and this is the flip side. This is the flip side. And I have this dream where I see my brother. I'm standing in the middle of these things, of this platform. It has these little, like a little round adobe wall, and everything is in white. and we standing here, you know, and he looks at me and he's like, hey, you did it. And I'm like, I did it. And clap, high five, and it's like, yeah, we did it. That's one of the visions. And the other one is like I'm standing in that field, surrounded by red rocks. My arms are crossed. I look into the sky, and I see all the ships. And everybody else with me that is in that field sees the ships, and I'm have tears in my eyes, and I say, well, job done. It was about time. And that emotion, for you, how do you feel when you know you can go home? And this would be the beginning of your journey home. Can you imagine that? Can you put that in your head? And landowners, my office is open now. I'm here to assist. Of course, that's work. You know the routine, everything in exchange, nothing is for free, so we can build and reach that level. And it's going to be flip side assistance. So stay on the ball. Please subscribe to my channel. There's more coming, because whatever I set up and whatever I will build, I will film. Whatever isn't functionality, check my fuel saving thing, which just doesn't have to be caught so much of interest to people. I don't know. Heal your car. Be a light weaver. When you put that on your car, you will be light weaving. It's not expensive. Find my store on Etsy, Arcturian Council. Look into what I do. Not one item has been returned in years of sales, and I'm doing it myself. It's photonically enhanced functional art. So for those who think that I'm the crazy guy, leave it at that. I know what I'm doing, and there's more stuff coming. I'm also thinking about how to actually reinvent the refrigerator and make it like a root cellar, which will also be reintroduced for food storage. And I haven't even talked about the agricultural aspects of quartz sand that I can produce photonically enhanced for you to switch from fertilizer to silica quartz and keep the parasites off your property. A friend of mine has one of the pyramids. I'm building them too, but I'm not selling them right now, as a photonic emitter. And the ant colony was coming to the house where he put the little tiny pyramid on the front porch, and the ants walking around the house. So we can communicate. There's stuff that can be done. It's up to you and your choice. For all that support me, I thank you very much, because you enable me to go further and higher and wider and out there and to reach my people. Thank you so much. It's fun working with you. There's more craziness coming, I guarantee you. And check Keshe Foundation. Download. I have, I think, a 4.7 gigabyte of inventions that once I have the time to go there, I will combine with my technology to enhance and ship it out and sell it, and make sure you get right, you get clear, you get well, you get better, and you remember that you're not from this planet. You're on this planet, but you're not from this planet. And the sooner you get your cosmic knowledge back and you get out of cryptic amnesia and you overstand who you are, everything is going to rectify. So, I'll see you on the flip side. I love you more than you can imagine. And even though I'm not attacking and I'm not criticizing, I'm creating, and I live to create and share that. And if the human race understands that, contact can commence on all the land. We are hardheads. A lot of earthlings are very stubborn. Allow it, let it in, but meditation alone is not going to do the trick. You need an energetic environment to invite our friends, because they like it. The elves, this is a ship I like, it's a little crappy. The elves, the gnomes, the elementals, the mermaids, you put that, you make that underwater, they'll come. But you have to set it up. They're not going to set it up because you have the royal right to change 3D, to attract 5D. It's already here. Flip side is calling your name. Bye-bye.